Hey, how are you doing, guys? Hello, hello. Happy Monday to everyone. How are you, Acid, Mr. Hans, D, and Tito? There's that. Hola, Tocayo. Thank you for watching episode 8. Was it good? I'm kind of liking this Friday exercise of the traders mindset mastery episodes. I think even when it's like a very short video, 3 or 4 minutes, I have been able to share good value to everyone. I mean, every time I finish recording these videos, it's like, oh damn it, that was good, and that was the appropriate moment. I mean, I don't remember which one. I think the one of the Olympics, it came in a very specific moment of the market when it made sense, right? When it made sense. So I'm just grateful to have another way to share with all of you. So guys, if you haven't, please go watch them. Last Friday we released episode 8. Again, they are like 3-4 minutes only, and you can always click on the speed of the playback. So if English as English as a second language. So if you click on 1.5, you can make it faster, and it's gonna be just like 2 minutes. So, but they are worthy, real. I mean, it's not because they are mine. They are worthy for real. If you don't like them, please let me let me your give let your feedback there. Let your feedback there. What do you think we should be talking about, or if the approach is not what you think it should be? Yeah, I'm open to that. All right. Hello, Shoki, Dave. What's up, Luke? Hello, Brax, Bebo. Hello, Michelle, Max, Alex, Deepay. Hello, Lilia, Global Hot, Chandru, Natalie. Thank you, Natalie. All right, guys. So, what happened today? I don't know. I don't know what happened today. Hello, Rafa and Peters. Uh, I mean, there was a lot of rumors on Saturday and Sunday about the market, right? Like, I actually like this image of all the dinerware about to fall, and they were like, okay, market ready to open on Monday morning, right? Like, so they were expecting a crash. They were expecting, a good dip into the price. But you know what? After watching the news, um, remember, we don't, at least on this community, right? At least in this community, we don't talk about the geopolitics. We don't talk about the war. We don't talk about politics, other than impact on the stock market. All right. So only using our traders' eyes. That's how. That's the only way you will hear me. Talking about all these topics. And believe me, I have bold opinions on them. Not all good. Most of it good, but I mean, everyone is entitled to have their own opinions. I just think this community is trading related only. So if you ever want to discuss anything else on politics, on geopolitics, on war, or anything else other than sports, because I'm very passionate about sports. Please feel free to contact me. All right, but let's keep this community trading related. All right. So I was watching the news. It was it was kind of expected, the news about the war starting, or the acts of war, because I don't think there's a war. I actually don't think there's a war, right? I mean, Iran has not been able to actually defend themselves. And well, I mean, if we go back to history, um, usually when the USA strikes in conjunction with other countries or NATO or like UN or whatever, usually it used to take a lot of a lot of time, right? A lot of time for to getting to the heads of the other side or whatever. I mean, to actually have an impact on the events. But this weekend, I mean, it all started and ended in a few hours, right? In a few hours. Again, I'm not gonna say if it was a good thing or a bad thing, but the strikes were so precise and so accurate that, I mean, it actually never developed to be like a war, right? So what I was expecting about the stock market in the past, I was looking at SPY uh, in the past when similar events on the past years. And for being honest, like, investors, they are always you know this phrase about the best moment, probably this is not the best moment to say this, right? But there's a phrase that say that the best moment to actually buy stocks is when there's still blood on the streets, right? This is meant to be an analogy, but right now, or at least during war times, uh, the smart money is always taking advantage of cash positions to buy the dip, right? So again, in the past, this chain of events usually took months or even years, and the stock market was always very resilient and recover in a few weeks, not even months, but in a few weeks. But this time, you know, it was like a very unfortunate event, but not actually a war. Not sure if you are following me here. I mean, I'm not trying to label or to name tag events, but this time it was not a big deal. I mean, it is in terms of importance, but it was not like like a big event in different parts of the world with a lot of countries involved. It was just like a single point. So yeah, it's not over. I know it's not over. I hope that it ends really soon. But not sure if you are following me here. It was like, it was not like a super big deal in terms of market, right? So in the past, stock market usually deep dive, and the price of oil goes like skyrocket. But today, I mean, this weekend, it was not that time. It was not that time. I'm not sure if the long-term investors are taking these events with a grain of salt, like, okay, well, everything is being well handled and it's not gonna last too long, probably, I don't know. Or if they are just too used to these kind of events and they understand that the world keeps rolling, right? At the end, most of the companies on the Standard and Poor's 500, they have global positioning. So if they fall in one country, that doesn't mean that they are gonna fall like a whole. Uh, so I don't know. Like, my reading of the current situation, is just like, I don't know what the investors are thinking, but what they are showing on the chart is that they don't expect these acts of war to last for so long. So they are. I think this behavior on the chart, this behavior on the market, is just like is like I trust what is happening right now, and things are gonna be business as usual very soon. So, do you remember when I told you the stock market is not a mirror of the economy? I think this is the best example. I think this is the best example, and it is not only it's not only not a mirror of the economy, but also sometimes global events are not reflected with common sense on the chart. So this takes me to play your chart, not your heart. Do you remember my T-shirt? And that's for real, guys. I mean, I can. I mean, I started the morning. I started the morning with a gap down, with war news. My bias was super bearish. My bias was super bearish, but after watching this, after watching this, I was like, okay, well, I'm missing something, right? I'm missing something. My bias, something is going on with my bias, right? So I'm not marrying my bias, and well, I'm just waiting patiently for my setup. I will be just watching my chart, and if something shows up, I will take it, right? But I'm not marrying my bias. I'm not marrying uh, my opinion. I don't have an ego, so I'm just trading what is in front of me, right? So that's exactly what I did. So let me show you the first opportunities that I was watching here. Again, I wasn't so sure about these opportunities here. First, because they were like 9:40, 9:39, coming from the weekend, especially coming from a weekend. I like to wait a little bit more. Like instead of only 10 minutes, I like to wait 15, 20 minutes. But, anyways, this reclaim break displacement retest of the pre-market high, I was like, this is interesting. After watching this huge gap down, well, not huge gap down. After watching this gap down and looking at the price action on the pre-market, I was like, what's going on? I mean, what's the deal with this reclaim? And like strong reclaim of pre-market high. It touched 682.50. 682.50. Not sure if you remember me, guys, saying that the 2.5 pivot on the SPY has been very important for the past years. 682.50, 685, 687.50, 690, 692.50. So every 2.5 points, they were so important. So it came here, tag 682.50. Look at this, 682.50 here. Came back, retested pre-market high, and this was a very good opportunity. The reclaim of the 5-minute and strong momentum to the upside. So if you took this one, guys, probably you were scared with these candles here, right? I mean, this pullback was okay because it was touching this order block here, or this like this resistance area here, turning into support. So this pullback here, that was okay. Actually, that was the start of this second opportunity here. But I don't know, like after these two candles here, probably I'm not saying that you made that mistake or you executed this way. But I will be kind of worried here, especially if I enter here, right? Especially if I enter here on this break displacement retest of these order blocks here. But if you enter here, I mean, this is market structure just playing, right? Just playing. So maybe you had this trade here, and it was a 1 to 5 risk reward. I mean, from the 5-minute opening range high, reclaiming previous day low, all the way to 684. What is this? 684.74. Yeah, 684.74. Those two were really good trades. Not sure if anyone took it here. If I buy, they are just like buying resistance. Yes. So look at this. I mean, this is now the twist, right? I mean, it was resistance, and now it's used as support, right? This is a good. This is really nice market structure to the upside. Then Well, those were the two different opportunities that I was watching here on the to the upside, and then my play. Well, not sure if anyone has a question about the long opportunities here. Anyone took calls? Max, you took calls 942, 942 right here. Okay, that was a good play, Max. Congratulations there. When did you exit? Dennis 956, 956 here. That's a nice candle here. It's basically something like this, right? That was a good trade, Dennis. That was a very good trade. Deepay, hi, Neto. I had two shorts. Give me 1 second, Deepay. Dave, my bias was too strong to the downside for calls today. Alex, no trades today for me. All right. All right. So, okay. So, what I did, 946 target was 122. Something like here. 680, let's say 683, something like this. That was a good trade, Max. Congratulations there. Brox, I'm gonna show you here. I'm gonna show you here, right? Reaping Green Day. Yeah. So, all right. So, what I was expecting here, guys, I was, well, first it was 10, 15, 10, 20 here, but we started rejecting 685. All right. 685 right here. 685 right here. 685 right here. Can you see how many rejections of 685? And I also have this key level on the 15-minute chart, 684.74. So what I was watching here, I was watching failing to create new highs, failing to create new highs, failing to create new highs, rejection 685, and then a break, displacement, and retest of this support now turn into resistance, right? This support now turn into resistance. So what I did, I was expecting the break of these two candles here. I opened my position right here around 684.50, 684.45, and I was expecting, my first target was this pivot high, right? This pivot high, I actually took profits right here. And then my second target, was something like here. My second target was something like here, but, oh, okay, yeah, something like here. That was my second, well, that was my final target, right? Because I was watching buying aggression right here, right? Buying aggression right here. I mean, this candle here was very aggressive. However, I was watching this previous high of the day, right? This previous high of the day. So I was taking profits all the way down, and I took profits actually on this trade on this tag here, 682.50. Remember 682.50, and then once we had this bounce, here, I took majority of my position. Of the remaining of my position here, and I closed my runners here, and actually, this hurt a little bit because right here, I took my last runners with 5% or something like that. So I was like, oh come on, this needed to go lower. But anyway, it was a good trade for me. And what I did is just trying to identify key levels, right? Look at all these rejections, 685. Then the break of this 684.74, that was a key level on the 15-minute chart. Let's use the 15-minute chart. 684.74. It was Thursday lows, and actually was kind of the belly button on Friday, right? That was the pivot on Friday. So 684.74 was a very important point. So once we failed to reclaim this key level, I was waiting for going for liquidity on lower points, and that was exactly what happened, right? Let me take a look to your comments here. Brock's too risky to go against the trend. Well, yes and no, right? Because the actual trend, I mean, if you take the trend from the past 3 days, it was a bearish trend, right? I mean, in the macro, yes, I understand, but remember we are stuck in a range of 670, 67. My kids keep playing with that 67, 670 and 694. That has been the range. So yes, I know it's it's a trend, but look at this. I mean, it's we opened 679 and we were 684. So 1% up, half percent down. That's not too much. That's not too much. So always have perspective on the moves, right? I mean, I understand like, oh well, we have been pushing higher for I don't know, like 10, 15 points. Well, that now, I mean, now I understand. And what I will be waiting there, it's consolidation, not like not a pullback. However, well, that's, I mean, everything was here. Everything was here. Especially when you go to a higher time frame here. Look at this. It was Thursday lows and Friday's pivot, right? I mean, Friday it was all about this 684.74, 684.50, maybe something like this. Yes. So in my mind, that was like, okay, well, if we can't reclaim 684.74, well, what's gonna happen? Well, it's gonna play around 684.74, maybe a move back to 683. And look at this. That's what we had. 683, 682.50, then the bounce, right? Aniket, you took the second trade idea and you pretty much explained the trade idea and the emotions behind that. I was 20% negative, and the next 10:01 candle put me up, exited at 685 level. Good, good, good. Declan, Neto did the multiple rejection of that 15-minute key level make up for the lack of displacement on the retest where you entered? Yes, but also what I'm explaining here, Declan, it's Thursday low, and this was the pivot on Friday. So that was a very important key level. So if you couldn't break it and hold above this key level, I was expecting this chop, right? I mean, chop to the downside on this level, looking for more liquidity, maybe a next attempt to break it as it happened, right? But right now, right here, 684.74 was just a pivot. So that's why I mean, I was not super convinced about, like I'm gonna have a banger today. But look at this. It was a $1.50 drop, and I think on this candle it never touched 60%, but it was like 58, 59, right? So that was a very decent trade. Again, these kind of positions are looking for the drops for the liquidity levels, sometimes looking for continuation to the downside, but these squeezes are really great because, just as you said, the trend is kind of heavy to the upside, and this rejection on relevant key levels, looking for liquidity lower, these can give us like very nice trades like the one today. All right. Hello, Lubna. Deepay, I also was watching 1024. Right here. Yeah, that actually this was a better entry than mine. Why? Because I was taking, just as Declan is saying, I replaced all these rejections of 685 for this immediate retest on this support now turned into resistance. But if you took something like this, look at this. I'm gonna make this change here. If you took something like this, you are actually taking, look at this, you are actually taking the retest of that pivot low, right? Of that pivot low. So this was a better entry than mine. This was a better entry than mine. I mean, technically speaking, right? I was just too eager to enter onto this position here. Bebo, you took 1042. 1042. 1042 here. And what were you expecting here, Bebo? Put 1048. 1048, I get it, but 1042, I don't get it. Why 1040? Oh, 1024. 1024. Okay, 1024 makes a lot more sense, right? Yeah, good job there. Good job there. Mr. Hans entered 1026 a little bit later on this candle here. It's okay. I mean, it's still respecting market structure. It's still heading lower than this, creating a lower low. That was a good entry still. Hey Neto, what's your rule for shorting at around high of the day? I find myself fighting the idea of being a mean reversion trader. I mean, yes, me too. This is not a mean reversion. Yeah, this is not a mean reversion, guys. I mean, this is if I mean again, if you go to the 15-minute chart, if you go to the 15-minute chart, I mean, we are just retesting this key level. I mean, and this key level is not like too crazy. I mean, we opened 688, 689, almost 689. I mean, 5 points. It's less than 1% up, and it's just retesting this key level here. So again, it's yes, it's close to high of the day, but it's look at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 rejections of 685. 8 rejections of 685. Break of this key level on the 15-minute chart. Retest and 1, 2, 3 rejections of this key level. It was support, now turned into resistance. I mean, yes, it's close to high of the day, but look at all the signals here. Look at all the signals here. It was not like a very aggressive entry or anything. Or maybe yes, and if you waited for something like this, that was actually making way more sense because it had like a clear displacement, now a retest of this pivot low. Yeah, maybe, but I mean, in my opinion, this is not like super aggressive entry. This is not, and yes, it's close to high of the day, but after all the signals here, 8 candles rejecting the same key level, and then pushing down, breaking this new key level. I mean, not breaking this key level on the 15-minute chart. In my opinion, that was not too aggressive, right? DPay, I also had 2 shorts on ES after kind of a rejection, 937. Well, 937 is completely out of my system, right? Right here, 682. Okay. And the other 944. 944 here. I don't know. They are. I don't get the idea on these ones on these two DPay. Brax, I was looking for an entry in QQQ. Give me 1 second. I'm going to QQQ. Dian, thank you, brother. 1125 puts. 1125 puts. Why here? Well, pretty much the same idea, right? pretty much the same idea here. Rejections of this 685, or well, actually here's a little bit higher, but then a break of this same key level. Look at this same key level, and then you said 1125 right here on this one here. Okay, well, I see what you tried here. This is pretty much the same idea than here. This is pretty much the same idea than here. Dave. Hello, Dave. All right, so let's go to QQQ. QQQ was actually a little bit different than SPY. I really like this one here. This, look at this again. 60250. Do you remember? I mean, I've been saying this for weeks now. 60250, 60750, 61250, 59750. If you go watch to your chart, you will see what I'm talking about. All right, you will see what I'm talking about. So I like this break displacement retest 60250 right here, 60250 right here. Well, these actually happen to be very similar to SPY, right? How can I? Well, look at this. All right. No, here. Okay. So this is QQQ. As you can see, this was very similar to what we have on the break and retest of pre-market high of QQ on SPY, right here. So I really like this one here. I will be expecting to hit 605.50 or 606 maybe. 606. It was a 1 to 3.5 risk reward rate to trade. I really like it. Later on the day, I actually like this break and retest of the 5 minute. Maybe something like this. Yeah, something like this. Stops here. Look at this, just high of the day. It was a 1 to 3.2 risk reward, but maybe because this is creating a higher low, you might be expecting a higher high. 607. Look at this. That was a good trade here, actually. DPA, so that was rejection of 937. Okay. Waiting for the 1047 retest. 1047 retest. Here. 1047 retest of what? What you were watching here? Ended up with a loss. Okay. So that was what I was. That's what I was watching here on QQQ. As you can see here, this is the very same point of where I took my puts. Actually, it's on this candle here. However, on QQQ, it was a very smaller move right here, right? Like, let's say I take something like this. Stop loss at the top of this retesting here. Let's say you were aiming for the, well, it was not a bad trade. It was a 1 to 2.4 risk reward rate to trade. But I don't know. I mean, that's why I'm not been trading. I have not been trading QQQ. Yes, sometimes it looks cleaner, but the moves are smaller. Oh, an SPY. All right. Okay. So, well, anyone else something on QQQ, guys, that you want to watch here, or we move forward? Talk now or silence forever. Brax, yes, shoot your question. I'm giving a minute for Brock's question, all right? Will the consolidating candles look different as it's not flat? Um, could you rephrase your question? Before 1020? Ah, no. Well, I think the only thing that happened here is that what is going on moving the market is more related to SPY than to QQQ, right? I mean, remember SPY has a broader approach on banks, healthcare, housing, like other industries, right? And QQQ is more tech related. So QQQ, that's why QQQ, the moves on QQQ have been way smaller or way less aggressive than in SPY, because at the end, something like the war or whatever is happening on on Iran is it's impacting a broader uh, part of the market. So SPY is being affected way more than QQQ. So I think that could be kind of my answer here. So it's not about the technical here. It's more about the fundamentals here. That SPY is having more aggressive moves because of the nature of what's going on out of the chart than QQQ. Yeah, it's not as clean as SPY. And remember, that's the other thing, right? In my opinion, and this is just an opinion, QQQ is following SPY and not the other way around. Okay. IWM. Who took IWM? Tasnim. 944. 944 here. That was a nice break displacement retest of the pre-market high. Um, the only thing here, let me tell you my opinion, and this is just an opinion. Uh, what I don't like here is, yes, this was a nice break and retest of the pre-market high, but you are so close of previous day low. You are so close of previous day low that I'm I mean, I don't know. I mean, right here you were lucky, but it happened exactly what I will be expecting. Reaction right here. I mean, at the end, previous day low, it's a strong demand zone, or I mean, yeah, it's a strong key level, right? So I will be expecting some sort of reaction here. So I mean, right here you were super lucky. Well, no, not super lucky. I mean, that I think that was an entry, an early entry. What I would like to see here will be something like this. You were creating higher highs, higher lows. You were uh, breaking this flag here. Can you see this flag here? So you actually break the flag, came back, retest, and then you had this nice reaction. So right here you are reclaiming previous day low. You are reclaiming previous day low, and now you have uh, very clear objectives, right? You had previous day close and this 261.87. That's a key level on the 15-minute chart, or even previous day high, right? Now that you are on this range, probably, I mean, it was just too much to wait. But if you were, look at this, if you were waiting for this 15-minute chart key level, that's almost a 1 to 5 risk reward. And this was way lower risk than this 944 you said, right? Not sure if you are following me here. It almost hit your stop loss. Okay. All right. All right. Glad we are on the same page. AMD crappy price action today. Amazon probably this break displacement retest of the pre-market high above previous day low. So if you were looking for these 15-minute chart key levels, this was a 1 to 3 reward ratio trade. That was a nice one. What is this? This is Nvidia. I actually don't like this one here. These candles here are just amazing. Then some followed by consolidation. I think these candles. There were some news this morning, right? I don't remember the news, but there were some news this morning. Uh, do you remember what happened with Nvidia? Anyways, yeah, something about $1 billion. Yeah, something about a lot of money. So huge expansion, consolidation, another expansion, came back, retested this previous high of the day. Look at this previous high of the day, this 180. It was resistance, now turning to support. So if you have an entry something like this, it was an almost 1 to 3 reward ratio trade. Trade was never invalidated here. And look at this, it actually hit previous day high. In my opinion, that was just too long, but well, I know you guys, sometimes you are playing the long run. Um, Tesla, what about these? I like this. This is the break and retest of this order block here above pre-market high. That's something that I like. Again, I will be expecting more of a reaction here. However, on the previous day low. However, because we already swept this liquidity here, I was expecting, like a nice break here. A nice break here. That's actually what happened. It struggled a little bit, but then after a few minutes here, it launched, right? It launched. You actually have a second opportunity here. This is the break displacement retest of this 397.64 or the reclaim of this previous day low. So I really like this one here. This was the second opportunity here. I'm not sure what the guys took on the community, on the Scarface community. I think it was Microsoft, right? I like this Microsoft on the 15-minute chart. We don't even have key levels on Microsoft anymore. They took Nvidia. Oh. Break and retest of 5 minutes. Somewhere around here. These guys have been taking trades like very aggressive and very early on the morning. 9:42. Looking for 181. Lots of consolidations, yes. Anyways, well, that it had relative strength for sure, right? They were holding it based off the 5 minute time frame, which had a good retest of the five. Okay, all right, guys. So, well, that's all that I have for you today. That's all what I have for you today. If thank you. Before you go, thank you. Before you go, taking advantage, we are something like 50 people on the live. So, guys, Thank you very much. If you send me your charts over the weekend, I took a look to something like 20 different charts. Ask ask to the people who sent me their charts. I replied to each of them, one and each of them, and I gave you my point of view. I gave you a few recommendations. I gave you a few tweaks on how you should be charting. So remember, this community grows together. If you are active, if you are involved, I can be active, I can be involved. And I mean, guys, it was the only thing that you needed to do. It's sending your charts. I didn't ask for anything. I didn't send you my Amazon wish list. I didn't send you my bank account. I just told you, guys, if you have questions about your charts, just send them to me. And that's exactly what I did. Because um I really want you to succeed. I really want you to improve. And because I care. Because I care. So guys, if you have questions about the charts, if you have questions about your setup, if you have questions about a play that we have here, uh, just let me know. For people going to Austin next week, I can't share the details because it's a close event from one of the paid communities from Scarface. I can't share the details, but I will be at Austin Friday and Saturday next week. Friday the 13th and Saturday the 14th. Guys, if you are in the area, if you live in Austin, San Antonio, Dallas, Houston, New Braunfels, or anything like that, and you want to go for a coffee or you want to grab a beer or something like that, you just let me know. Look, I'm not sure if you cannot you can't take a beer yet, right? But I can take a coffee with you or a smoothie or whatever. All right. So, guys, thank you very much for everything. Remember, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Go watch the Traders Mindset Mastery episode 8 that I released last Friday. And guys, always open to your comments and feedback. I will be here, Neto at tradingperformancecoach.com. And well, the other thing, tomorrow, remember I told you I was starting a training on March. Tuesday and Thursday this week and next week, I won't be able to have the trade review, but I will have my charts in the morning. So charts are dropping as usual, business as usual. Just Tuesday and Thursday this week and next week, I won't be able to hold the trade review. But again, if you have a play that you want to take a look, if you have a chart that you want to share, just let me know on the email and let's do it. All right, guys, thank you very much. And I will see you for charts tomorrow morning. I will see you for trade review next Wednesday. Bye bye.